As a guru to Arjuna on the battlefield, Lord Krishna guided and counseled him in performing his duties as a warrior. Chapter 11 in the Bhagavad Gita describes that point in time when the Guru, Lord Krishna, revealed himself in his cosmic form to Arjuna.
The 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is entitled Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. That is, the yoga of vision of cosmic form. This chapter contains 55 verses. Arjuna requests Lord Krishna to show him the cosmic form, all in one form. The chapter describes Arjuna seeing the whole universe in Lord Krishna himself. Just as a potter sees mud in all pots, while the other people sees different names and forms and shapes, etc., a spiritual person sees God in every aspect of the world. And Lord Krishna demonstrated Arjuna the Vishwarupa. And Arjuna, overwhelmed with emotion and inspired with a lot of adoration, and surrendered to Lord Krishna completely. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, you find Lord Krishna and Arjuna in the conversation. They exchange different names for each other. So some of the names that Krishna gives as a compliment to Arjuna is Parantapa, Pandava, Kaunteya. All these various names is a sign of affection. And of course, Arjuna returns the compliment to Krishna by addressing him in various names of adoration like Vasudeva, Vashnaya, etc. Now, when we address somebody with a different name, it is a sign of endearment. Now, this explains that when we need to gain the knowledge from a master, there has to be that spirit of endearment. There has to be the spirit of love and adoration. In the spirit of endearment, adoration, and love between a teacher and a taught, in that spirit, knowledge is gained. And of course, these names have got deep philosophical meaning also. One of the names often Krishna uses for Arjuna is Parantapa, which literally means scorcher of foes. Since he's been a great warrior and won many battles, Krishna addressed him as a scorcher of foes. He's got the ability. Now here, the scorcher of enemies. The enemies are within. The enemies is not in the world outside. Our enemies are in the form of our own selfish desires, our own ego, our own attachment, our own likes and dislikes. These are all various enemies within us. So, by addressing Arjuna as Parantapa, the scorcher of foe, Krishna is addressing all of us. Every one of us who are listening to the message of the Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna. So he's addressing us that we have to scorch, we have to burn, we have to destroy the enemies within each one of us in the form of desires and attachment. So by Lord Krishna addressing Arjuna as Parantapa, the scorcher of foe, it's an indication that we got to take control over our own self, gain mastery over ourselves. In fact, self-mastery, self-management is the crux of any form of external management. We cannot be an effective manager or a productive executive unless we primarily gain mastery over ourselves. Now, if you analyze the lives of many outstanding achievers in the world, some of the top corporate leaders, a lot of them or many of them do not have degrees and qualifications. Some of them are college dropout, school dropout, and yet you find how did they achieve the success? because primarily they gain mastery over themselves, mastery over our own thoughts, desires and emotion. That is indicated by Parantapa, the scorcher of foes.
Satya Sai Baba once said, "The proof of rain is in the wetness of the ground. The proof of devotion is in the peace the aspirant has attained." We thank all our dear Gurus for the peace they have placed in our hearts and minds. Be sure to catch us same time, same place next week. Until then, do keep up your sadhana. Om Shakti Parashakti.